That one's gonna be dead. This one's got a lens cap on. That's recording. Insufficient storage. Ooh, this one's needs to be emptied. Because some of them, I got the 64, some of them I got the 128, you know, anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's enough. It's better than nothing, right? Let's do the front. Get the car. Okay, let's go. Even brought a windbreaker. But I'm not going to we're not pointed forward. A 360 camera can be pointed forward, and the hat cam's definitely pointed forward. Better you're in front of me, I think. Woo! Yeah, feeling that backpack. And my legs. Like yours. Clear, you do a lot of walking from your calves. Yeah. I don't have this. Ooh-wee.
Kimberly, Genesis is there, Bionic. see a red light. My mom still does.
So, it's Chinese, Japanese. East Laotian.
Careful, you're gonna hit the car with your backpack.
Yeah, I know. I'm being careful. Let's drop it down again. Also, push the red button and see if you can get it to stop recording. Right?
Do it.
Because we're up on Twin Peaks. So, I gotta remember to put this mirror up though, because when I'm wearing my hat cam and this mirror's down, I just see myself. All I see is myself, which is kind of cool, I guess, but it's not really what I'm trying for.
You can do that later.
Yeah, if I wanted to see myself, I'd put the camera over here.
That's cool with the sun behind it.
Ooh, yeah, see, we came there, as far as the sun, we came there at a cool time for
exactly.
Putting the sun behind it, yeah. Pardon me. And the beat goes on, and the beat goes on. Ooh, la-di-da-di-dee. La-di-da-di-da. See, we have to backtrack because there's only one way out of here now.
One way in and out. Huh?
You see the Sutro Tower is on a different peak from Mount Sutro, which is a different peak from Twin Peaks. So there's all these various different peaks.
Well, Victoria is on Vancouver Island.
Right.
And Vancouver is not on the island.
Right. It's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Vancouver's not on Vancouver Island?
Right.
That's weird.
Victoria is.
Yeah. That's a pretty building they have down there in Victoria for the government building.
Yeah.
As I recall.
Parliament.
Yeah, the Parliament, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I just remember it was pretty.
Yeah. Well, if you have a chance to go again, if you like the tea garden, you'll like Bouchard.
Oh, yeah. I should definitely
it's like
check out
Bouchard.
Bouchard.
One of those after one of those. And it's like different themes, you know?
It goes on and on.
On and on and on.
On and on and on and on and on. See, if you're hiking up, you don't have to take the long way. The cars take, you can just go straight up. The switchbacks can be cut. All of the switchbacks can be cut, you know.
Right.
If you're on foot. Yes, the spot. The spot. Right there where that dried dead grass is. That was the fucking spot, I'm pretty sure.
Look at that fog.
Because there's railing everywhere else. But yeah.
Just creeps up out of nowhere.
We did go down that road on our scooters during the scooter rally, even though it's blocked off to cars and even motorcycles are technically not allowed, but we did it anyway because we did all sorts of things that weren't allowed. Blowing through stop signs, going on pedestrian bridges, all kinds of stuff that's highly illegal. But when there's
the Japan Mall,
no, but when there's 200 of them, you know, they just let them do it.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they gonna do? Arrest everyone?
Oh, I was going to tell you about the naked bike ride up in Seattle. The story goes, this little kid, you know, her dad takes her to the naked bike ride or something like that. And the story goes, she goes, "Hey, they're not wearing helmets."
That falls under the category of naked, dear.
Yeah. Do you wear a helmet?
While I'm bicycling?
No, while you're riding your
scooters?
scooter.
Yes, we do.
Good idea.
It's the law. Although a lot of us wear what are technically not DOT certified legal helmets. They're like classic helmets, and the classic helmets are no longer considered safe.
But
right? The
they're
DOT,
grandfathered in.
well, they're not grandfathered in. In fact, they're sold as reproductions of classic helmets, right?
Okay.
Made exactly like the originals for collector, quote, collectors, unquote. But people wear them on their classic scooters, classic helmet to go with the classic scooter.
Right.
But it's what they call a pudding bowl helmet, you know, a half helmet.
Right.
And anyway, it's just not DOT compliant anymore. But people wear them anyway. So yeah, we do wear helmets, but we don't wear necessarily the legally mandated helmets.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll wear like vintage helmets, vintage styled helmets. The company's called David that makes these helmets. I'll show you.
Is that a Korean Baptist church?
David helmet. Oh, sorry. David helmet. Yeah, I like these guys.
Heavy day?
Right? David.
Davida.
So it'd be like what they call a half helmet, you know, a wooden bowl.
Yeah.
Well, they do make demi-jet ones too, but like fully street legal ones, but like those are the vintage style I was talking about. Get some more of them down there. Whoa, there's a car there. Anyway, so in fact, you like anime?
Not so much.
Not so much. I don't like it so much either, but I've been exposed to some of it. There's an anime series about an alien chick who rides a Vespa, and her weapon is a Rickenbacker guitar, and she wears a David helmet. It's not gonna work. I have the wrong case on for that. This is the backpack case.
I was wondering why you weren't using those.
Yeah. I have a different case for that. It has metal plates in it. This is the backpack case. Yeah, she rides a Super Sport 180, which is a hell of a Vespa. It's like a badass sport classic Vespa.
Yeah.
Like,
what year is it?
I'm gonna say 69 was when the Super Sport came out.
Cool.
It was first Super Sport 180, then Super Sport 160 and then the 180, I think. Like, most Vespas are 150.
Yeah.
Super Sport was a sport model, so it was 160 and then 180.
Okay.
So it's like the most powerful, not only the most powerful, but the thing about Vespas is they got much, much more reliable as time went on because the technology advanced. So even though people love the really super old ones, they like to ride the moderately old ones that are still look really old but have some of the, well, when I say some of the, what I really mean to refer to is electronic ignition became a thing in the 1970s. Are you aware of this?
No.
Do you know about distributor caps and how they...
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so like distributor caps back when I was young is how cars worked. They had a little spinny deal, and as the pistons would rotate, it would spin the distributor cap, and so, or no, I'm sorry, the distributor cap made the pistons rotate because it had like 4 poles, right? Think of it as north, south, east, and west, and it was spinning, and every time the north and south pole would hit the contacts, pistons 1 and 3 would fire, and then every time east and west would hit the contacts, 2 and 4 would fire, right? So it would keep firing. Well, that was the timing of the pistons firing was controlled by the distributor cap. And like back in the day, it was a trope in action films where they would just take the distributor cap and the bad guys couldn't start their car, and they'd open up the hood. Oh, distributor cap's gone. Right? Instantly disable a car. Anyway, in the mid-70s, a new technology came about called electronic ignition. And that is a little tiny computer chip that controls the timing of the firing instead of a spinning dealie. Why is this better? Well, it's much, much more reliable because the little spinny dealie would need adjustment, right? But the thing of it is, the silver lining of it needing adjustment was that you could usually squeeze some more life out of it if it starts to fail. Whereas electronic ignition, once it's gone, it's failed completely, and you have to get a new one, and you're stuck unless you have another one. But with a distributor, you can kind of make it work. You can get it to work if you have to. It's more rescuable. I mean, it is rescuable, whereas electronic ignition not rescuable. It either works or it doesn't. But the thing is, electronic ignition works for many years without any need for any adjustment, and then it just fails. Which is obviously better, which is why the industry changed that. But a lot of people don't know, but it was actually Tesla that came up with the principles behind electronic ignition. And Tesla, as you may or may not know, was in the late 1800s. So it took fully like 7 decades for this technology to come to full commercial fruition. So for 7 decades, cars used this sort of older technology for like 7 decades, and then all of a sudden in the 70s, everything went to electronic ignition, including Vespas, and became a lot more reliable. And then in the 80s, the Vespas, of course, went more blocky in style, the way that all the cars in the 80s were. Where style went out the window all of a sudden in the 80s. I don't know what happened. Especially with cars, but also Vespas.
I think
and there are people that like those. There are
fuel.
Fuel was a big reason for sure. But also, I think it was just more of a more practical-minded era. You know, I don't know. But anyway, and a lot of people like that styling from the 80s, and they don't think of it as ugly. They think of it as great. But I like the curvy Vespas. You know, the older styles. And so that was like 60s, 70s was the heyday of that. Late 60s was when technology started getting really good. Mid 70s when it was great. And then in the 80s, technology was better, but the bikes started getting uglier. You know? Well, we did it, and I didn't run out of gas either.
Freaking did it! Oh look.
Hey. I know what house that is.
That's weird that you had to loop around like that.
It's a loop-de-loops because you can't go left.
Right. Correct.
So you go right and you loop around. In fact, they should make more intersections like that.
Yeah, so there's no left turn.
no left turns, right? In fact, I don't know if you're aware, but some people refer to San Francisco as the city of no left turns, just because there's certain areas, especially downtown, North Beach, where we were on Coit Kills, bad one. South of Market's another bad one. There's certain areas that you can't get to where you want to go, because every time you get to an intersection, it's one way the wrong way. And so if you want to go this way, you'll get to a street that makes you go that way, and then that way, and then that way, and it's like, but we keep making forced turns that are the opposite of what I want. How do I get there?
Yeah.
So it's the city of no left turns. Well, that's not all of them, like they also made a lot of left turns illegal, like this on the left here.
Right, yeah.
And there's even a few no right turns, believe it or not, because of the bicycles.
In the one way.
Mostly the bicycles, I think. For instance, you could turn from Market Street onto the Octavia Street on-ramp at the freeway. Well, actually, when I moved here, there wasn't even an Octavia Street on-ramp. There was the Fell Street off-ramp. They totally changed it, but it's another story. But right now, if you're driving up Market Street, which we just looked at from the hill, and you want to turn right onto the freeway, you could do that, but now you can't. There's no right onto the freeway. No right turn on the freeway, so you have to get on from Octavia, which is like complicated, really. We're back, and it's not even dark.
Right.
So mission accomplished.
Pumpkins.
Hey, you know what? You can go at some point. Should I honk at him? I don't know how long he was planning on waiting, frankly. Maybe, but you don't do that when someone's sitting behind you.
Right.
I thought that was a pretty polite honk. I didn't go.
Yeah, there's a good way and not so good way.
Well, let's have my bag. I'm gonna park over here. So
good. That was fantastic. Thanks for the tour.